Hi guys, Gary here. Um, yeah, it's been a while since my last video, so what I'm going to do now is reposition the electronics into the actual lid. I've got a Swell Pro 3 drone that washed up on the beach as well, so I've got three drones now to do. I need to get one flying. I've got the new props, 12 by 40 props, so that should make it better. But first I want to make the reposition all the GPS and the flight controller into the lid, and that will get it away from the I suppose the harmonics and induced electricity from the motors and the battery and things that which could be thrown off the actual GPS and the compass as well, which is not making the position hold. So anyway, we'll get into it and we'll see how far we get. Thanks.
Hi guys and girls and the undecided, Gary here from Mega Mat Workshop, where we fix, repair, sometimes break and have to fix again. Let's get into it.
Okay guys. Okay guys, like I said, I'm trying to mount everything into the lid again. So I'm going to redesign this because as far as I understand it, that's the front. So then here's the front. So we just need to mount this correctly. And I want to give it a fighting chance to make sure this has got an arrow that way. So that's going forward like that. So I'm going to mount the flight controller. This is another one, but I want to mount the flight controller, everything in the lid. So I'm going to I've made some earlier, but I've got the lead going that way. So I really want to turn that around. So I'm going to redesign that. And I'm going to cut out these posts here. So I've got a new one of these. So I'm going to reuse this old one that came off this 3 Plus drone that we want to talk further about a bit later on. So I've actually got another drone to play with. So we're trying to get the white one going first. So we're trying to concentrate on that. We're going to do a bit of a redesign here for the wires because I really want that's got to go to the top. So at the moment I've got it kind of around the wrong way as usual. So we'll redesign that, we'll cut it out, and then what we also want to do is I've got some shielding paper here. So a lot of these drones, they do have a shield to stop the noise from the brushes interfering with the GPS unit. So good old eBay, got this copper thing. So what the idea of this is to stick that on there, and hopefully I'm hoping that it might actually cut through when I stick it on. So we'll test that as well. So we'll redesign this and we'll cut it out, and then we'll keep going forward. Hopefully we'll get somewhere today. We've also got the new props as well. So we've already talked about these are 12 by 10, so they're a lot less pitchy. So that should improve our flying. So we're looking forward to giving these a run. So we'll do these mods, do this mod. Sometimes it's not a good idea to do lots of mods at once, but deems the breaks, isn't it? So we'll cut this out. I'll redesign it on the computer here, and then we'll cut it out and see how we go.
So literally this here, we're going to redo this bottom one, but with a bit of that. So what we'll do, we'll copy these because I don't want to ruin them because they will be useful. And we'll make those a T1, which is just a template. And then we'll start modifying. So actually what I want to do is to put, I might make this one here blue, and then we'll ungroup it. And then this one here, we'll ungroup this one as well. And then what I'm going to do is delete those, delete that. This is going to be the new base plate. And these here's just what the sort of holes I want to sort of preserve because it lines up with those holes. So I just want to make a brand new base plate. That can stay. I'm not too worried about that. That goes to the front. But what I really want is these holes. So I think what we'll do is that gives me the holes. I'll just get rid of that. So you've got our holes now, but I want these holes to be 2 mil. Let's just zoom in on that. And group those. And we'll make these 2 mils, and then I can John and tap them. And that way we should be good. And I'll just cut out the bottom bits. That gives me the options in what I want to do. 2 gives me quite a few mounts as well, and it sort of preserves the old structure, as it were. Now that's the base plate. I'm going to rebuild this plate here, don't I? So what I can do, rinse and repeat, I guess. So that there will be, we'll make that green, there's a cut. Make those, I'll change those a bit later on, I think. So that's our new base plate. Then what I need to do is put a slot out to the side here, make these holes back the other way. But we can just use, it might be easy just to go back and copy it again. Should have done it in the first place, eh? What I should do is redo that. Another way of doing this is just to so these are all 2 mil now. What I'll do is just copy this, control copy, and then I can just go undo all that. And then I can go paste. That gives me 2. So this is the one that's going to be part of that. Then I need to make enough room for the wires to come up through. So 5 mil by 10 mil. So I might make it 6 by 10 box. So that's our base plate, and this is going to be our next layer up, which would have been this one. So this is layer 2, which sits around the actual GPS unit. So we need a hole to get our wires up. So fundamentally our wires will be off to the right. So in here we want to make a little square. So let's change all this to green, like that. Nope. And this one here to green as well. That's our new bases. So this one here, the second one, we want to make a little square out here to, so we'll make that, say 6 by, unlock it, 6 by 10, like that. And let's see if we ungroup. Oh, no, we don't want one of those, that's the trouble. We should go back to a pointer. And then what we want to do is put that in there. Like that. And then we want to align that. So I think if we go that way, I should just put this over here like that, then I can see what's going on. So I think depending on which one you click first, and the one you click second, and it depends how it aligns. Yep, so I want to go the other way, don't I? So go that way. So click on this one first. Control, click on that one second, and then that should align this way. Yep. So it's now exactly in the middle. And then I just want to take it along a bit. Like that. And then what we want to do is do that. Okay, so that's beautiful. You might want to round the edges off a little bit. So let's put like a 2mm radius on that and just see what that looks like. Maybe a mil. Oh, let's have a look. Just a little radius. Am I being fussy? Not really. Let's go to the sharp edges. Let's save that. So that's that one. So maybe we could do a same on this one here, eh? Radius. So it all matches up nicely. So this is our base plate with the holes that are going to tap the 3mm holes into that. And this is our second one, which holds our plate. And then we've got this one here is the next plate up, which holds our flight controller. So if we go back to that, so we want to group all those together. Group, so it preserves it. Group that, so that preserves that. So this is our new base plates, and then the orientation's right, so that's good. So what we want to do now is kind of line up a, oh, let's undo that. Let's group all those together. And let's put all this in the middle, and let's fire all this into the middle, like that. So now you can see, this is when we want to line up the second hole to get into the flight control of the next one, because what I'm going to do is going to actually put some copper foil in behind so it doesn't interfere. I've just seen this here of our flight controllers here. If I need to make this longer, eh? Okay, let's do that. Let's undo that. Undo. Let's take that one there, ungroup it. Sometimes these things take a bit more longer than what we think. Do that, and all we have to do is just take that and move. Let's go. Let's do it this way. Do that. That gives us a nice little cable run out. And then we'll group it back again. Group. And then we're going to do that. Join them all together. Centralize it. And then that clears our flight controller board, which just sits in here. Then we'll just put a little this rectangle there, which we want, 10 by height. I think we do 10 by 5. Do it, wouldn't it? End up with extra things everywhere. Put our little radius on there. select that. We're going to put that here. So that what that means is this is our tunnel into there. And then we're going to take that one and move them out. Ta-da! Let's see, we don't need that. So what I might do is just push that away. I'd like to make it like that one there. Yep. Let's ungroup those things. Let's see. Ungroup. Just zero it up like that. Alright, so I think we're pretty good. So that's the hole come up there, and I just thought I'd work with it before. So if we cut those out, that means our flight controller, it's all good to go. Plan number 2, or about plan number about 50, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, got the new bits cut out. Nice. Goes like that, so it's going to go that way. So in theory our GPS unit, the right should fit in there. Wires go through there, so that's cool. Double side tape on the back of this, and then the wires should come up through here, like that. And that there, the jigsaw begins. There's a line up onto there, like that. So, that will sit on there. Go through that way. I'll put another one on top. That will plug into where it needs to plug into. Get the right way up. Don't I? I think it's going to go that way. Anyway, we'll sort that out later. But I think the next issue is to see if I can get the copper to work on that. See how that works. Something I'm pretty happy with that. I've got the other plate to go. Then I'm going to cut out these posts here and glue this new base plate in. It'll sit further down. It'll be all good. In theory, hopefully. Probably if there's trim, we'll cut those off. I think. Glue it in. Go from there. Making progress. Okay. So I think I did a test on the copper and it's, yeah, no bueno. It's not a good idea. So we're going to suspend that for now. We'll go back to, because all I do is just, I'll stick to this and I'll just cut it out manually. It's no big deal. Punch the hole through. Stick it on there. Managed to find the a bit nice
note to self, must tidy up. Might have it one day, but unlikely. Yeah, so I would have used the mounts, but a couple of them were broken, so they weren't going to be any good. So let's see what it looks like. Tidy up for a change. Bin. Try our new base plate. Yep, good. So I might just grind those down just a bit, just to make sure we're not hitting. Really good. Put on there. Should be all good. Yeah, you can see this is the 3+ that come out of the other drain that's got washed up. So you can see it had a shield on it. It also had this foam. Yep, she's pretty corroded. So this is a better. This is like a 10 they call it. That's could be like a really old one. Anyway, but I need to get some shielding wire as well. So pretty keen to. You can see it's got this black wire on there. So I'm going to do the same here. It goes onto a shielded. This is a shielded cable too. So I'm going to go buy some shielding for that, and then we'll be good. Okay, so I recut those, both of those, and I'll glue those two together. Got some here we go. We don't need to get it in there. If we can. Never mind. I mean, it's not going to be as tidy as having a thick piece of 6mm. But she will work unless. So I think it'll come out good. What do you reckon? So I also brought some braid. So it should be quite good. Shielding braid. Really good if I got this up the right way. No. Video one would say. Yep. So in theory, that should work out good. You know, you got this GPS at the top, get it shielded. You got the flight controller up the top. It's by the blade, so you think from a stabilization point of view, with the flight controllers up where the blades are, you think it'll be would be swinging, because otherwise if it's down here it'd be swinging like this, isn't it? If it was up here, maybe it's a bit better stable. I guess we can find out on that little theory. Might be just a theory, but I don't know. So I think the next thing we need to do is stick the copper shield on there. I guess we should check. Screws into there. control screws onto there. And I'll cut the next layer. I've got another layer to go on top, so I think we'll cut that next. See what that looks like. Here's the other bit that should fit in there, like so. Arrow pointing that way. So in theory, flight recorder, I think it's got to go that way. Should fit on there. And that should fit on there. Kind of. I've got some standoffs to go on that. Yeah, because you see, it doesn't want to go that way. Anyway, temporary put it there. So I'm thinking what I was thinking. Let's use these standoffs. Yeah. What's into that? Oh yeah, I think I was going to put posts on that. It's a while back since I've done this, to be fair. The idea was to standoffs on there. And these are tie down the other bit. So I think I need to tap some holes in there, hopefully straight. That's what was the first time. And go from there. Are we too worried about it? Probably not. I guess it's the first past the post, so we'll roll the dice and see what we get to, I guess. There's my holes line up, so that's a little bit of a win. Winnie. So the only, I mean, I could either just screw that straight to there, call it done, and then, but this is quite good to mount the aerial and stuff onto. Obviously that encroaches into there a little bit, not much though. So I think we can, I was thinking about tying the aerial on the back side of that. So we've got plenty of acreage here to play with. So I think that's our plan. I think that's what we're going to do. So I think we need to tap these holes here. theory, I could probably could have just could do, I guess. Yeah, so these will go into there. Same but different on the other one. Kinda, yeah. Gary, you haven't done that one, dude. Oh, a couple more arrows are going the wrong way. You guys should have said, Gary, you've got it pointed the wrong way. But hey, doesn't matter. It's all square. Put it that way. So I think so far, plan's coming together. I'll mount the flight control on there, plus the radio bit. And then we're good to go, aren't we? And go on there. Yeah, so I think from a space point of view, it'll work out good. From a actual working point of view, it's a completely different story, and I guess we'll find out. So I think that's enough for now. Oh, I'll put that later. A bit boring, but yeah, we'll call it done, and then I'll try and get this video out. It's been 3 weeks since my last one, but I've been away on holiday, so that's just the way it is. Right, guys, thanks for watching, and the next time we'll mount all the electronics and put the shielding on and call it good. Thank you.